Welcome to PrepsNet Coach Speak with Briarwood Christian Lions head soccer coach Mike Bautista. Here's your host, Aubrey Johnson.
Welcome back, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so you've had 2 playoff games since we last met.
Yes, sir.
The first one was against McAdory. You beat them 1-0. Tell us about that game.
Man, that game was amazing effort by McAdory. McAdory was the second seed coming out of I think it's Area 9.
Right.
But Aikude had his boys just battling like warriors. And that's kind of what we talked with him after the game. It's like, yeah, I know like scores maybe should have been a little different.
Right.
But playoffs, you just never know.
Right.
Playoffs is a different energy. The guys and their mentality, it's just a different level. And so really just to highlight their efforts, we controlled the game. We controlled all the shots. We controlled what we needed to, but their keeper had a night. Their defenses were just throwing their bodies in front of shots. It was amazing. So, like, it took us till the very end of the game to actually get one by.
Really?
And just really got to commend their effort to really kind of putting us to where we're trying. It was a tough nut to crack. So
right.
We got through, but, man, that was a game that was like,
kudos to them,
Kudos
right?
to them, absolutely.
Yeah.
So really want to highlight just their defensive efforts.
Good.
Because that's something we had all year. We've scored. That's just something like we've been able to punch in goals against pretty much anyone, except for the first tournament where we're figuring things out. But since then, every game we scored, and when we're getting close to the 80th minute or 70th minute, we're like, man, we haven't punched one in.
Yes,
we got to make this work. And Carson Tucker punched it home for us. And that was a fun win to kind of get things going with that.
Yeah, sometimes those real close ones are a lot of fun.
Yes, they were. So,
a lot of stress, but a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's why we love the drama around here.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, got to have a little drama. Yeah, for sure. So then you moved on to round 2 against Chelsea, and boy, was this a crazy game. So double overtime. You end up losing in the end, 3-2. But let's hear about this game.
So, history-wise, within the area, we had beaten Chelsea twice.
Right.
We throttled them here, went there and had a really great game, more of attrition with them there.
Right.
And they've improved through the season. That's just something to highlight how teams evolve.
Right.
They have really improved, and what Lee has done with his boys has been commendable.
Yeah.
Then getting the host here was a fun game, fast-paced. My goodness, aggressive. Again, the energy of the playoff was there.
Yeah.
And that's something for all my guys. The second round is kind of a bit of a haunting for us.
Right.
It's like, let's get this through.
Right.
And I had a freshman come in this, I think it was the 70th minute, right close to the maybe 65th minute, come in and punch the first goal in.
Yeah.
So we got 1-0. And then Cam Harrington, my star center back, hits a corner in for 2-0 with 10 minutes left in the game.
I know, that was something.
It's like, we got to play defense, guys. We got to keep holding. We got to keep going. It's similar to what we said when we played Pelham the last game of the season here. And so things just turned bad, and they turned worse really quick, unfortunately. Whether it was calls on the field, whether it was set up on defenses. We also missed a couple sitters.
Yeah.
So it was just like, it's not just one thing or another. It was probably about 30, 40 different things I feel like that went wrong for us.
Wow.
But it happened. We get Chelsea capitalizes, and Luke Miller stepping up and hitting 2 quality hits.
Yeah.
2 quality PKs that put us into overtime. And it's like, that was a special moment for them.
Sure.
Because they were out. The game should have been iced at that point with 10 minutes left, being up 2-0.
Yes,
but they stepped up. They battled like warriors and got it to where they're in overtime. Overtime, we had some good chances.
Yeah.
I know we had a couple red cards happening, but we still got shots off.
Yeah.
And my guys, I'm thinking it's just my seniors. I mean, there's a maxim we say around here when it comes to playoffs, is that seniors die hard.
Yes.
Like, we believe in the seniors, like, this is your moment, and they feel it.
Right.
And just to highlight my guys, I have 11 of them this year.
Yeah.
That they just they gave everything on the field. And so goes into first overtime, second overtime, and then goes into PK shootout. And I have my 2 guys that are just 2 seniors. They've been awesome all year on PKs. and one, the keeper makes a great save.
Right.
Then my second one, Thomas Lanier. So Brock gets his saved. Second, Thomas Lanier, leading goal contributor in the year, crushes his, and it hits the post.
Yeah.
And so as soon as they hit the post, like,
that's hard.
Oh, no.
That's so hard.
So Chelsea stepped up, hit all theirs.
Yeah.
And they got the punch through.
Man.
And, I mean, they're now in Huntsville, and that's the shame. That should have been a game that should have been in Huntsville.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
Again, to commend what Chelsea has done from game 1 to the playoffs to facing us a third time.
Right.
It is hard to beat a great team 3 times, and they are a great team. And it just came down to inches, and we couldn't convert. And it's a shame how the season ends like that. But beyond proud of how my guys played. And, I mean, tooth and nail is what it took.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, Coach, that's the end of the season. But, boy, it's been a great one.
It has.
You got to give kudos to the boys. They've done really well. Tell us, is there a story you can share with us that we may learn more about the team from this year?
Oh, man, there's so many to choose from. But one thing to highlight is with these seniors in particular.
Right.
The majority of them have started for 3 years since their sophomore year.
Right.
So we're very young. My first year as a head coach here 3 years ago. And so one thing that they kept coming back to is just we have team goals.
Yep.
On what to do and just try to reach for. And we do this at the beginning of the season in one of the early season tournaments, like, okay, what is the season that we want it to look like? And I guess there's a bit of steadfastness that comes from that. Like, here's our goal, and every day they fall in line with what they do. And so that just shows, like, I know the season and the sport that it is, that it'll end at some point, right? And there's only one team that doesn't feel the heartbreak. Everyone else does.
Right, exactly.
Right, like everyone else does, but one team will be at the end and don't feel that. But there is a semblance of, like, once it's done, what do we do now?
Yeah.
And so, like, one thing that we try to teach, at least here, and I know many teams do this, is like when it comes to these goals, you reach for them, and then once this chapter is over, we got to do this all over again.
Right.
And so with these seniors, they were phenomenal the last 3 years doing that.
Right.
And now there's been a shift. The first day after our season's over, I'm meeting with the juniors or the upcoming seniors.
Yes.
And they're already right on it.
Wow.
And so, like, that's just showing, I think there's a culture with that, but also just the drive and maturity that these boys have.
Right.
Like, I did graduate a huge, very emphatic and full of life class.
Yeah,
good. They're a squirrely bunch.
Nice.
But this senior class moving on, the guys underneath them have seen how it's done the last couple of years. I can't say how proud I am of these youngsters. Like, okay, it's our turn. And
they're maturing before your eyes.
Exactly. And so for me as a coach and just spending all this time with these guys and seeing them grow up, literally, it just fills you with, like, man, there's something really special about that. So proud of my juniors.
Right.
Because, I mean, after that Chelsea loss, every underclassman was in tears.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Like, the seniors were hurting, yes.
Yes,
but,
for sure.
And they're exhausted. Like, they gave it all out on the field. But seeing how much the underclassmen cared.
Yeah.
And even within the next day.
Means a lot.
Like, how we're going to reload to next year.
Right.
How we're going to keep doing what the seniors did this year. That, to me, kind of speaks to the team. And that's why we do what we do. Like, that just brings me a lot of joy.
Sure. So you've talked about the seniors, how important they are to you, the juniors. Give us the overall makeup of this next team, the 2026 team. What are they going to look like?
I'm excited. We have, obviously, a lot of seniors that have played a lot of minutes for a long time.
Right.
But JV-wise, this may have been the best JV we've ever had at Briarwood. Good. They had a phenomenal year of being 16-2-1, I think is what their final record.
Nice.
We didn't score a lot of goals, so that's a question mark next year. Who's the goal scorers?
Right.
But defensively, they were stout. Good. Midfield was fast and quick and great possession spells.
Right.
And I think they're ready.
Yeah.
I mean, when you graduate 11 players out of your 20-man squad.
That's heavy.
Who are the next guys to take it up?
Yeah.
I think we'll be ready. So a lot of question marks going into next year. But my junior class, there's some key players I think are going to have amazing years next year as a senior.
Good.
And we're still in the group of death.
Right.
And I was talking even with Patrick and Matt and over at Spain Park and Pelham, and even with Lee, like, it's going to be another year like that.
Yeah, it will.
And so there's excitement there, and it's unfortunate, again, that's kind of set up, but man, that's what we play soccer for, right?
This
Play for
over the
games that
mountain,
matter.
this
It's
over the
what it
mountain
is,
group of teams are
Yeah.
just crazy good.
So
They
I'm
really
excited. We're gonna be good.
Right,
We're
good.
just gonna see a lot of question marks, but
Right.
I know the guys are eager. They're working out. They're ready to get going.
Good,
So
good
we're
deal.
excited about that.
Well, Coach, that's our final show. We
Yes,
have
sir.
certainly appreciated you joining us week in and week out. It's been important to us, important to the fans. They get to hear more about Briarwood soccer. We appreciate you going on the journey with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right.
Yeah.
And thank you for watching. It's been important to them and important to us that you show up week in and week out. Be sure to check us out at PrepsNet.com for all of your high school sports news and information. So long.
Thank you.